It was a warm afternoon in July 1954 at Tokyo's Haneda Airport. Flights from Europe were landing as usual, passengers tired but calm, the hum of jet engines filling the air. But among them was one man who would defy every record in the history of travel. He looked ordinary, European, mid-40s, well-dressed in a gray suit and tie. He spoke fluent French, Japanese, and several other languages. When asked for his passport, he calmly handed it over. That was when the confusion began. The passport looked authentic, with stamps, seals, and visas from several European countries. But the nation printed on it was Taured. Japanese immigration officers double-checked the document. The paper, ink, and watermark were all genuine. The only problem: no such country had ever existed. The man insisted he was from Taured, a small but prosperous nation located between France and Spain. When shown a map, he pointed directly to Andorra, but became visibly shocked when told that Andorra was real and Taured was not. He said his country had existed for 1,000 years and couldn't understand why the map was wrong. Officials thought it might be a prank or forgery, but the passport contained visas and customs stamps matching entries from France, Japan, and several others, each marked by legitimate immigration offices. The man carried a checkbook from a European bank that didn't exist in any directory, and currencies from multiple countries, all authentic. When pressed for details, he provided the name of his employer. The European corporation officials contacted immediately, but the company had no record of such an employee, or of anyone by that name. By evening, the case had become an international mystery. Who was this man, and where did he come from? Japanese authorities moved the man to a secure immigration office inside Haneda Airport. He remained calm, even cooperative, but insisted that the mistake was on their side. He was in Tokyo for a business meeting with a company he'd visited 3 times before. He showed past travel documents to prove it, and indeed the stamps were real. But when officials called the firm, they found no record of any meeting or invitation. The director who supposedly signed the letter didn't exist. The man grew frustrated but polite. He spoke confidently, switching between languages like a diplomat. He knew geography, history, politics. Everything matched the real world except for one fact: his homeland. Then came the strangest part. When asked where he was born, he produced a driver's license from Taured. When asked to name nearby nations, he listed Bulgaria and Esperia, countries no one had ever heard of. He reacted with genuine disbelief when shown modern maps of Europe. Psychologists were called in to observe him. They found no signs of confusion or deceit. His manner was educated, composed, and logical. He even joked, "If I'm the crazy one, then how did your customs stamp my passport?" That night, immigration officers decided to detain him temporarily, not as a prisoner, but for verification. They took him to a nearby hotel under official watch, placing guards at the door and the only window, both locked from the outside. His belongings were catalogued: passport, license, wallet, business papers, traveler's checks, all from the non-existent country of Taured. He appeared exhausted but calm. When asked if he needed anything, he said quietly, "Just rest. I'll sort this out in the morning." Those were the last words anyone ever heard him say. The next morning, immigration officers arrived at the hotel room. The guards confirmed no one had entered or left during the night. The door was locked. The window was sealed. Yet the man and all his belongings were gone. No trace. No broken glass, no sign of escape. The luggage placed in a secured storage room had also vanished. Even his passport and checkbook, which were stored in a locked government safe, disappeared without a trace. Airport security launched an immediate search. They checked every exit, every terminal, even the air vents. Nothing. The room was 5 floors above ground, and the window, though small, couldn't have been opened without triggering the latch system. No fingerprints, no clues. By midday, Tokyo Metropolitan Police joined the investigation. They reviewed flight manifests, hotel records, border logs. Not a single person matching his description was ever recorded leaving Japan. He had simply ceased to exist. Within days, the case was classified. Witnesses were ordered not to speak publicly, but rumors spread quickly of a man from another world who appeared, proved his existence, and vanished into thin air. To this day, no official record of his identity, passport number, or photograph has been released. What happened in that locked hotel room remains one of Japan's most enduring mysteries. For decades, researchers have debated the man from Taured case. Skeptics call it a legend, a confused traveler with a forged passport. But others point to the consistency of the official reports and the testimony of customs officers who were never disproven or discredited. The first theory claims the man suffered from a rare delusional disorder, creating a false memory of a country that never existed. Yet this doesn't explain the physical documents, stamped, sealed, and verified by multiple customs agencies. The second theory suggests a parallel dimension, that the man slipped from one reality into ours, a world nearly identical except for subtle differences, like the absence of Taured on our maps. The third theory, a temporal displacement, a time traveler, accidentally materializing in 1954. Some note that his belongings, the paper, metal, and ink, were advanced even for that period. And finally, the intelligence theory. During the Cold War, spies often used non-existent countries and fabricated identities to move across borders undetected. But why vanish from a locked room? And why erase every physical trace? Even modern analysts find the official police reports strangely incomplete. Dates missing, pages redacted, signatures removed. Whatever the truth, it was clear that something extraordinary occurred, and Japan, known for its precision and record-keeping, has no logical explanation for what happened that night. Nearly 70 years later, the story of the man from Taured continues to baffle historians, linguists, and investigators. No one has ever reproduced his passport. No one has found another document using that country's name. The word Taured doesn't appear in any known atlas, historical record, or archive. Yet the details remain consistent, documented, and eerily precise. A man arriving from a place that doesn't exist. Documents authentic to the smallest fiber. Guards who swore he could not have escaped. And a disappearance that defied logic, distance, and time. Some say the man from Taured was never real, a story born from confusion and retelling. Others believe he was a traveler from another Earth, a place where Andorra was Taured, and history took a slightly different path. But the question remains, if he came from another world, where did he return to? Perhaps his story is not one of arrival, but of correction, a moment when two realities crossed paths for just a few hours, and then drifted apart again. The airport staff who were there still remember him. The calm, intelligent man with a briefcase full of impossible proof. Some nights, they say, when the terminals are quiet, they still check the arrival logs from 1954, half expecting his name to appear again. Because in the world of unexplained mysteries, sometimes the strangest travelers never really leave.